Thanks everyone for coming to attend my quick 20-minute session. What I'm going to be covering today is what makes up the Power BI ecosystem. So what I'm going to be covering here is just a very quick, brief, high-level overview of what all the components that pretty much make up the Power BI ecosystem and how it all pieces together. Because often I find people haven't fully conceptualize how all the working pieces go together. So it's going to be pretty quick in only 20 minutes. So I'm just going to, if you got any questions, if you could just save them to the end, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Either if I have time or afterwards, just come see me on the side. So very quickly, a little bit about me. I'm a Power BI MVP, and I also co-organise the Power BI user group in Australia, where I'm from in Queensland. Okay, moving on from there. This is, hopefully it's big enough for you to see, this is the overview in terms of what happens with regards to Power BI. So the way I've tried to design this is it starts off on the top. You're always looking to get your data into Power BI, where you get it in through typically the Power BI desktop. And then what you do from there is you typically upload that into the Power BI service, and I'll be covering each of these sections as we go through. And then you've either got your free component, your pro component, or your premium. Obviously, each one builds on top of that, going from the free components. You get free plus pro, pro plus premium. And then at the bottom, you've either got your on-premise data gateway, or you can use Power BI report server, which has pretty much all the desktop functionality that you can then use on-premise. So if we move on from there, if I just specifically highlight on some of the items that you get when you start using Power BI, it's typically your entry point. You download it, you can install it for free, you can play with it. The only potential cost is your time, whether it's learning the tool or bringing data in and seeing how Power BI can enable your data. So some of this, obviously there's been a whole lot of announcements and updates that have happened this week. I haven't had time, unfortunately, to add those in. So this was as of last month in terms of some of the updates. So some of the key things that they've added in here more recently is improving in the filtering experience. So in the past, sometimes you had to create a whole lot of slices page, which took up a lot of real estate space because you've only got so much space on your screen. So the filtering experience, they keep on adding to and improving, which just makes that experience for end users easier to filter and sometimes find the actual data that they're after. Another update that they've done is data profiling, which is really handy when you bring your data in to understand if your data, you've got a customer number that should only be always five numbers long, and if you have a look at that in your data profile, you can see, there's more than 5 numbers, there's something going on with the way I'm bringing my data in, which will then affect the outcome of your reports in terms of what you're building. Another new great feature is the performance analyzer, where in the past, sometimes your report might have loaded slow and you're not quite sure, is it the DAX that's making it run slowly, is it the visual, what's going on? So with the performance analyzer, it now allows you to be able to very quickly see either one visual or the whole page, how that performance is going on your page and what is causing that. So at least it gives you an entry point to start performance tuning and saying, okay, how can I make my report faster? Is it the DAX? If it's not the DAX or it's the visual, okay, how can I go about it in improving that? Some of the other features are the composite models and the new modeling view. What is the other one? Another one that's often overlooked, I find, is the quick measures. And what the quick measures is when you right-click in Power BI Desktop, you can actually say new quick measure. And what that allows you to do, especially when you're new to Power BI and DAX, it's this other language, and even though they've tried to align it to Microsoft Excel, once you go past a simple sum of a column, it looks very different and it behaves very differently. So when you're using a quick measure, what it allows you to do is to drag and drop columns in, and it creates the DAX for you. The great thing with the quick measures is it also allows you to change and look at the actual DAX that it's created. So it's not like it's a hard-coded value or something that you can't change. And I find that really useful for when you want to learn okay, how can I do certain things? And if I change it for my data or change certain things, yes, sometimes it might break, but what often they say is, when things break or you fail, you learn a lot through that process, which allows you to then understand how that particular DAX function works. So yeah, and they've got support. They keep on updating this as they've done this week in terms of new functionality and bringing a lot more interactivity into Power BI desktop, which allows you then to just create those reports that your end users are. And a lot of the new functionality that's also coming out is allowing you, once you've built and created these reports, is for your end users to actually be in control of how they want to see the visuals, what they want to do with those visuals, which is really great, because you don't have to try and create a report that you're trying to cover off everyone's expectations. You're going to get it to a point, and then it's going to allow them to basically use the reports and understand the data in their own unique way. Moving on from there is we go into the Power BI service, and I guess the first portion of the Power BI service is you can upload this data for free. The key difference is as soon as you want to share or distribute any information, that's when you need a pro license. But a lot of the standard out-of-the-box functionality you can still use in your own personal capacity, and that's almost how they licensed Power BI. When you want to use in your own personal capacity, you can use it for free. As soon as you want to share and distribute, then you require a license, and then you get some additional functionality. So one of the newer areas they've added is Power BI Home, which is obviously was a version 1. Very, it's okay, but they have said they're going to add to it and allow you to customize things in that. And the main reason I use Power BI Home is especially when you've got a large organization, you've got lots of reports, and you're not quite sure where the report is. On the top right-hand side, that search functionality actually works really well. So you can search for a particular name, and it'll come up and show you if it's in a dashboard, a data set, or a report. When you might not remember, you could have 30 workspaces you've got access to. You can't quite remember where is this report. And so that's what I pretty much use a lot of the Power BI Home functionality for with regards to that. Then moving on from there, you typically will then go to a dashboard which is set up, and one of the things I use quite often, and even though originally I thought it was more of a marketing thing, is the Q&A, or ask a question about your data. But what I've found is that's often really useful when someone walks up to your desk and says, hey, I'm about to walk into a meeting, I just want to know the sales for this customer for the last 6 months. And often that is in the data, but it's going to take you maybe a minute or two to get there, versus if you understand the data, you can say total sales for customer B for the past 6 months, and it's just going to give you a number. And that's sometimes just what people are after. They very quickly want that. So that allows you to bring that into your data. And one of the things I saw in one of the sessions this week is where they also are starting to integrate Q&A with synonyms out of I think it's the Microsoft Office thesaurus. So a lot of the data that you might not even have built into your data model, it will understand what that synonym is, and actually give you the answer based on that, which is really handy, because obviously you can't always, with Q&A, you can't always factor in for every possible scenario of what something's going to call something. Then moving on from there, they've put in comments. So you get comments now on dashboards and on reports. The nice new functionality is with comments specifically on Power BI reports, is when you add a comment, it actually bookmarks the state of the report that you're looking at that time. And I've already showed some people that weren't aware that when you go back to that particular comment, it will show you the context of how that user saw that comment. So that's really handy, because you're seeing what they're seeing when they apply that comment at that point in time. Which before, someone might have a comment, but they have different filters, different things going on. So I think that's really cool, because it just makes you more context aware of what they were saying, so you can understand the context of the comment that they're putting in there. Moving on from there, they're adding and improving the exporting functions, whether that's you want to export the data out into CSV or Excel, or export it to PDF or PowerPoint. they understand that some people do want these hard copies and that, so they keep on improving on that. Is also another really handy function is the data alerts that you can have on dashboards. So that the data alerts specifically tie around when you've got a number value on a dashboard, and that's really handy when in some organizations you want to know when it's above or below certain thresholds. So if you have a daily dashboard that's being refreshed every day, and you know your sales target is say $1,000 every day, using the data alert, you can just know, oh, did I go above that or did I go below it when that data is refreshed. So, you know, if it's the first thing in the morning and you're looking at yesterday, if it's above, you know, okay, we had a good day yesterday. If it's below, then that you might need to action something. But by having the data alert and using the Power BI app, it just makes it, you'll just get that alert instead of you having to go somewhere. So I often find in organizations that's really handy because they don't have to go searching for the data. You know, it'll be more proactive than reactive with regards to that. Just trying to see, yeah. So then moving on from there, obviously one of the key things is when you move from Power BI Free to Power BI Pro, where typically most people operate in the Power BI Pro space, is the capability to share dashboard reports or share the information via apps. And that sometimes also can get a little bit confusing because, like, what do I do? Do I share the dashboard? Do I share the report? Do I share the app? And my key takeaway I'll give away is with regards to that is they keep on expanding the app experience as they've now done with shared and certified data sets, allowing other people to connect. And coming later on, I think is also the capability to be able to create your own, almost your own customized reports off a predetermined app. So, because everyone in the organization, you might get a set of information and there might be 12 pages. You're not interested in all 12 pages. You're only interested in 2 and a slightly different view of that. So by having that capability through the app, it just allows you to be able to say, okay, I'm going to take those 2 pages and make small changes, and I've got the view that I need, which is relevant to me. So every day I can just go in and I can very quickly see and work on my information. And yeah, so obviously there's the new, along with that is that all comes through the new app workspace experience, and there's version 1 and version 2, and the goal is eventually everyone will be on version 2, so you will get all the new functionality that comes with version 2. Right now you can still do version 1 and version 2. Another great feature is the personal bookmarks. So what that specifically means is when you on a particular page and you like a particular snapshot or the way the data is, you can actually create your own personal bookmark that is only for you to see and use. So obviously you might get, say, a company specific bookmark that you will see certain things, and that just allows you, once again, is that whole customizable experience where the reports you're getting are the ones that are relevant to you. So when you come in, you can just see your bookmark that's got the report with the information that you need very quickly. So every time you come back in, it just makes it, you know, you're just going to get the information you want. Sometimes it's very quick, or sometimes you want it, that's your starting point, and then you move on from there. They also allow you, which now I've actually got to update this because you analyze in Excel, which is still a pro feature, but what it now means you can do in the past is if someone shared an app with you, you couldn't use Analyze in Excel to connect to that data. Now with the shared and certified data sets, you can actually also use Excel, because I find a lot of business users, Excel is their happy place. It's where they've always worked. And by you using Excel and giving them the capability to connect to that same data, you start the single source of truth where everyone's looking at the same source information. They're getting the numbers from the same place. So when you're in a meeting, you're not having 2 different people with 2 different spreadsheets working something out slightly differently, and then half of the meeting is spent as which numbers right. You know, by allowing you to give them that flexibility to connect with Excel, you're confident, okay, especially now that it's shared and certified, it allows you to be able to know, oh, okay, this information is right, it's good, and the business users can trust that information. As well as some of the new functionalities you can actually cross through reports, so you can go from report A to report B, and you can actually move between them seamlessly where you couldn't do in the past, because sometimes one report's got say sales information. Another report might have say operational information. In the past, you couldn't say, okay, I want to move from sales from customer A to see where's their orders or whatever happening in the operations space. So by having that functionality, it just allows you to move between the reports and really get more of that interactive experience. And then finally is a really important one is usage metrics. So often I've found in the past, people want lots of reports, they want lots of things done, and then do they actually use them? In the past, sometimes I've also done that. You create a whole lot of reports, and the business users come back to you, oh, we need a whole lot of updates, we need a whole lot of things done, and you're not quite sure, are they using it? You might have competing priorities. You've got two business units saying, we both need reports, and this often allows me the capability to go say, well, okay, you guys actually haven't touched a report in 6 months. These guys are using them on a daily basis. I'm going to do them first because clearly they're getting value out of that. That's why they're using the reports. So it allows you just to understand, are people using reports, and then what are they using the reports for? Which, it just helps you see, especially if you're going along the lines of trying to build more of a data-driven culture in your organization. How is that actually working? Are people using data to make business decisions? Then moving on from there is Power BI Premium. So obviously you got all the free features, you got the pro features, and then in certain organizations you might need the premium features. So some of the new functionality in here is the XMLA endpoints, and what that really means is it's almost like Excel obviously is one of them, but basically XMLA has been around for a long time, and a lot of other competitor tools have always been able to connect to more traditional multi-dimensional cubes. But by opening this up, it means all these other tools that you might even have these other tools in your organization that, we can connect to multi-dimensional cubes. If they can connect to multi-dimensional cubes, this now allows them to use that same tool to connect to your data set sitting in Power BI Premium. And again, what that means is you've got that single source of truth where now you're bringing in other external tools. So you've got them in the Power BI service, you've got Excel connecting in, and what other tools are also connecting in. Again, when you're trying to achieve that single source of truth, everyone looking at the same numbers, it just allows for that functionality. Also in there's paginated reports, or your more traditional SSRS reports, where you can have them in Power BI. And again, this is great for some organizations where they want to just have one central starting point where you get all your reporting needs from. You're not going to go this URL here, this URL, this URL. So by having paginated reports in one central place, it allows for that, as well as paginated reports can also connect to that same shared and certified data set. So once again, you just re-leveraging the same data set over and over again through your organization, through, say, different reporting mechanisms. There's also geographic distribution, which is if you want to, you've got customers around the world, and it's just better to locate that data. You might have to locate that data for specific reasons. Companies say the data has to reside in our country, for instance, or for connectivity reasons, just so it's a lot quicker, so you're not going halfway across the world to get the data, to click on something and wait for it to come back. Another big one is incremental refresh, which is said to be coming to Power BI Pro. Currently now it's only in Premium, but that's also really great, so that when you're refreshing your data, you don't, in Pro, when you refresh your data set, literally almost gets rid of it all and then reloads it all back in. While with incremental refresh, you can say, I've only keep all my historical and data doesn't change. I only want to process yesterday's information because that's new, and it'll just keep that moving forward. So the whole refresh cycle and everything just happens really quickly, so you can often get access to your data coming in a lot quicker. And it doesn't have to only be daily. You can have it actually refreshing up to every half an hour, or if you use the API, you can refresh as often as you like. So you can have it a lot more frequent updates throughout the day in your organization if you're monitoring things quite closely. Then another quick one is the Premium Capacity app, because often in the past you've now bought this Premium and you're like, who's doing what? Is it fully utilized? Is it underutilized? Are things running fast? Are things running slow? So another area is the Premium Capacity app, where you can very quickly see who's, what is that capacity being used for. which just gives you another some insights to know, just to manage that effectively, to see how that's going. And then some of the future releases are increasing the data set sizes, read-only replicas, and pinning data sets, because it manages it tries to manage the memory efficiently in Power BI Premium. Moving on from there is Power BI Report Server, which this is the on-premise version. And what this means is all the data sits on-premise. It doesn't go to the cloud, and it's pretty much it's almost I've put there Power BI Desktop, because it's all the Power BI Desktop features pretty much that you get on-prem. There's no dashboarding. There's none of the service features in your Power BI Report Server. And then, very quickly, is you get the on-premise data gateway, and that's the one that allows you to move your data from your on-premise into the cloud, as well as live connection. So you've just got a relatively simple way of moving data between the two areas, which is really handy when you, in the past, that was a real pain point of how to move data and refresh it and all of those kind of things. And then finally is the Power BI mobile app. So not only you get it on the service, you can have the app, which is really handy, especially for execs or people always on the move, just to very quickly see their information. And you can go in and literally see the reports, click on the reports, and they keep on constantly improving and adding to the mobile app, just to make it more feature rich. I'm out of time, but if you got any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them on the side here, just for the next speaker to get ready. And I do have, if you go to my site, you can get the full infographic on there to download, instead of having to actually take photos, and it just looks a bit better. So thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.